What the fuck? Why do we gotta cook so hard, bro? This is crazy.
We got a pod tomorrow with this shit, bro. This is too good.
Tomorrow?
Today.
You said you're in the mood to pod right now, Caden.
Don't gaslight me.
This is gonna make for a great pod, bro.
We're not potting. You and Jonah can do your fucking solo episode because you've never done one with just him.
Is there any that like doesn't have to do with that you could use for the cold open?
I don't think so. There was like the roast beef globes, but I don't even think we can use that.
I mean,
like,
no, even that.
Like this whole.
Did you get Caden's little freak out?
I didn't. I stopped recording right after the spike rush, and I was like, oh. And then I started recording a little bit after, but I didn't get the freak out part, unfortunately. But I thought he was just gonna leave right away.
Me too.
We got a lot
really
more.
Got him. That's the best part. It's so easy to get him.
Yo, he was like actually upset tonight. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, damn.
I genuinely didn't know what he was so upset about.
Like, I wasn't bumping him at all in that match. I was playing the game too.
I was definitely bumping him, but not more than I've done before.
Yeah, he's I don't know. He wasn't cooking with that, but I don't know. We'll pod tomorrow. We'll do some stuff tomorrow. I probably should go to bed because I gotta like drive across town tomorrow for my little comedy class thing. But that was fun. That was good. There's some good matches in there.
I don't work tomorrow. Oh, yo, DJ, guess what?
What?
So I was talking to this girl from my work. You know, and we've been like, we've been talking for a few days, and I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. But you know, I was like, I don't know if it was gonna, you know, you never really know. And also, she's like a fucking manager too. So I was like, she's probably just talking to me because, like, you know, she's nice. Whatever. Yeah. Well, then I find out that she's, like, fucking my age. And she kept talking to me. And I was like, so I found her Instagram. And I was like, maybe I'll just, like, hit her up on Instagram and, like, see what happens. Because then, like, you know, she might just be, like, nice at work, you know? And, like, that's it. And so I found her Instagram, not last shift, but the shift before. And I was going to add her. And then I just didn't, because I just didn't. And then I was gonna do it like last shift, like after we worked together, but I like closed, and so I got home at like 10, and didn't really want to add her Instagram at like fucking 10 o'clock.
Yeah, that was a little strange sometimes. Like sometimes just I was just scrolling, and you know. But yeah, I get you. I understand.
Well, because we don't really have any friends in common, so I just moved in here. She knew that I'd just be looking for her.
That's a little another layer to that.
Yeah, so like I'll just wait. So today I go to work and she's there and she's like, "Oh hey," and we're talking. And then she has to leave like because she was like there in the morning and I was there for the evening shift. And we're talking about like like different sandwiches or whatever at Panera. And then I'm like, "Oh, you gotta try this one," whatever. So then she leaves, and I'm sitting at work, and because she's a manager, fucking went into like my file or whatever and got my phone number and texted me, and then we've been texting.
Sick. Like about work or about just talking?
Yes. Like both. Like talking about work and then just like talking about life.
Mm-hmm. Does she like video games like Zelda and stuff, or?
I don't know. I don't really want a girl who's like into nerd shit like me. I've always like been like kind of weird like that. Like I'm like my preference is that I've like genuinely actually like not really wanted a girl who's into nerdy stuff.
I can definitely.
But it's more kind of like it's almost like it's my thing and like me and my friends thing. But like I don't know. I've never really wanted someone who's like I want someone who's into the same interest with me in like some ways, but not always, and not video games.
I can see that. I mean, it's definitely nice to have like someone to have that in common with you, like especially like down the line, because like we don't have to worry about it too much now, because it's like we're still growing and figuring out ourselves like as people or whatever. But if there's someone you can like connect with on that level, it's great, honestly.
I'm more
like share that stuff with.
Really into like movies, like that's what I'd like care about.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's hard for me to like, because I don't like just like going out and like finding a girl and sleeping with her or whatever. Like I feel like I need that intimacy part. Like I've only had like one girlfriend, one like a romantic partner or whatever. But it's like I'm not like. And I wasn't even actively searching for it at first. I was just kind of like, I was out and it just kind of happened. And I was like, yeah, this is great. And like, it sucked that it ended or whatever, but it was like, I mean, I'm glad it happened. I don't look on it like negatively, and I understand like where she was coming from with the whole like we should break up because she can't support me how she feels like she needed to be supporting me, and we're long distance and everything. So I was like, yeah, it makes sense. And even just like through that whole experience, like it helped me learn like what I want to do. Like I probably wouldn't be doing this comedy thing if I didn't like just get outside my comfort zone or whatever, and
That's
just
cool.
like discover more about myself. And like I learned that like being in a relationship is not really for me right now. And like sex is great and all, but it's like also I when I'm in a relationship I give too much of myself. So I'm
Like
like
it's like it's about so much more than just like sex.
yeah, it's like I wasn't in the relationship for sex clearly because it was a long distance relationship and like I saw her once every like 3 months or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's like and yeah, sex is great, like it feels amazing, but I'm not actively searching for it. I'm not anything like that. I'm trying to get Kid to go out to the fucking club and we'll be like, see, like I don't, but I don't know. Now he's got a bunch of school shit going on. So now I don't know if I gotta just find someone that does want to go to the club or just not go to the club. Because I'm not going to the club by myself. That shit's fucking cringe.
No. Dude, if I do when I come back to Colorado, I'd be so down to go. We
We
can come
need
drink
to,
my
bro. Like we have to
really get
force
paid to
him.
go.
Like we'll blindfold him or whatever we gotta do. But we're taking him to the club.
Yeah. Let's drug.
Let's drug him. Hold on, I just stopped the recording. But yeah, that is all. At least for me, it's like the intimacy is more important than the sex and everything and sharing. Like, cause she was into musical theater or whatever, right? And I didn't really know anything about that world and performing and entertaining really. But I probably wouldn't even be doing the YouTube thing if I wasn't like, I just need to do this because I like entertaining people. Like even playing video games with like my little brothers and stuff. Like I'd play with them and it was my favorite feeling for them to like watch me play, even when I was just like playing the same games I normally play. But it's like kind of like streaming, but
Yeah.
I just
No,
never had a way to do it.
I feel that. I'm kind of in that place right now where it's like, like my whole life, like I always like it was just like when you're growing up, it's just like high school, like it's just a high
Mm-hmm.
school grind. And
Yeah.
that's like your life is just like get get good grades so you can get to a good college. Well, I knew like pretty young that I didn't really give a fuck about college. I didn't really want to go to like a real college.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like I kind of put all of my eggs in like the like going to like Bible school kind of basket. Like I was like, all right, like I'm just gonna get through high school. I'm gonna go to that. That's what I really want to do. But then was kind of like shitty was that like it kind of sucked. Like
Mm-hmm.
I talked about it a little bit, but like it was not a great experience. Especially the second year. And so it's kind of weird because like a lot of my friends are all going and getting like their fucking you know degrees in something. And it's like part of me is like, yeah, like I'm glad I didn't go and spend a bunch of money on a college that I didn't care about. But also it's like, what am I really doing right now? Like that's kind of like the
Yeah.
vibe.
Yeah.
But
That's where I'm
also it's
at
like,
right now.
but there's also like, I feel like everyone kind of has those points in their life where they're like, you know what, like I'm not really doing anything. Like I can just like fuck around and work and save some money and just kind of like do whatever. So I'm trying to figure out like what I want to do and like who really I am. Like I kind
Mm-hmm.
of want to start more like film editing type stuff because like I
Yeah.
really love film and I really love editing. So I don't know. I'm kind of just in that phase of like, well, like what do I do next since I don't have a school and I
What
don't have like a dream job yet or
What kind of
anything.
like film and editing are you like thinking about? Like vlog editing or like YouTube video? Like what kind of?
Well, I mean, like I don't. I mean, like my dream like scenario, I guess, like the cool, like what I find the coolest is like I want to be the guy who like edits the trailers for movies. You
Okay, I
know,
could. Yeah.
like I remember like when like you get on like TikTok or YouTube and there'd be like edits of like Breaking Bad or like Marvel shit and it's like all the scenes put together but in like an epic new way.
Mm-hmm.
That's the type of shit that I like,
Yeah.
and also like, just really like love watching good movies and good shows. And I feel like I have like a lot of knowledge of it, and so I don't really know how I could apply that and what I would apply it to. But like I feel like I could go to some type of like film school in some way and like learn more about editing and stuff and like movies. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. I'm kind of just like throwing ideas around because I'm like I don't really know like what I'm really doing next. You know?
Well, the reason I ask is because like with the stand up stuff, like if I like down the line or whatever, like I can start recording stuff like sets because I'll have to put those up on TikTok or whatever, try and get my name out there. I could like send those to you, and you could like edit them if you want. Like I don't know anything about that kind of editing because I only do like the YouTube videos and they're just cuts together. But if I like get like some actual material together and like an actual set and like stuff like that, I could definitely like give you some stuff to just like practice on. Like for like I could pay you, I could like if for free if you just want like whatever. We can talk about it like when I actually start getting some stuff. Yeah, I'll send you some stuff. I'll see if I can get it recorded because I know Dominic, you saw he did like a stand-up set. He like posted on his Instagram. But he's back in school now, so he can't really do a lot of comedy stuff.
The space to be filled.
Yeah, I gotta get in there. And I definitely want to do a lot more with this comedy stuff, but I need to like, because even from a young age, like I liked writing, just like not like a like prompt writing necessarily. Like if a teacher's like read this book and write about the book that you just read, like I didn't really like that. But like just writing a story or like writing about a trip I had, like that was always fun to me. And I didn't realize that's exactly what like comedy is, and like storytelling and stuff. I'm like, holy shit, this is an entertaining. So it's all kind of, it's all just
do that to make it funny.
yeah, exactly. So I'm like, and people love like funny people, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, that just kind of it just works out.
My family, like, we love watching like the the AGT or that show, America's Got Talent.
Oh yeah.
Like my family loves watching it, and like whenever they have it on, they have like a comedian. I'm like, yes, like I always like that's my favorite to watch. I love comedians.
Some people like don't like them because they're like, oh, there's too many, whatever. But at the same time, like Josh Blue, he's like the not paraplegic, but the I don't know. He's got the thing with his arm or whatever. I forgot what it's called. But he's from Denver and he lives in Denver.
Oh really?
Yeah, so I might like be able to see him every now and then if he like just pops into a show or something. But
that's cool.
And apparently the Denver comedy area is like a really good area for comedy. And I'm living with my parents, so it's like everything's like lining up, and my job is like giving me the freedom to do almost whatever I want, like because I have like most afternoons off. It's just a whole thing like time management and figuring it out, but it's I don't know.
That's the thing. I don't know if I like this job or not. Like I feel like I have some days where I'm like, yeah, this is a great job, and other days where I'm like, man, fuck Panera.
Yeah, I feel like everybody has that, but we're at the advantage of being like, because you're 20, right? Or are you 20? Yeah. So like we got time, but I always forget that I'm 20 and I'm not 40 something years old like the people I'm working with. But then that also scares me. It's like, holy shit, I don't want to be here. Because like they're always like, yeah, I've been here 15 years. I'm like, holy shit, that is the most terrifying thing you could ever tell me. Yeah, bro, I don't want to be here. That shit's terrifying, like, bro. So
it like half makes you comfortable because you're like, oh, like I'm 20 and I'm here. Like that's good. Like yeah, and then you're like, shit, bro. Like I can't stay here though.
Yeah, you're like, I can't just get stuck in this like rat race, this trap. Honestly, I think I'm gonna get like a vasectomy or something. Like, cause I like I want kids eventually, and you can get it like a vasectomy reversed, but I don't want to have to like work with like. Because I don't honestly know how I feel about like abortions, and I don't really care about sex, but I don't want like one accident to just be like just completely derail every plan I have, or even if it doesn't derail it, it's like it's a miracle or whatever, and I end up loving the kid. I end up loving the kid like it's like some parasite or some shit, bro.
Like, damn it, bro, this motherfucker. I love him.
I fucking love this fucking guy. like I'm sure I'll enjoy that. I'll love that, but like. I don't know, it's not what I'm looking forward to right now. I kind of want to I live life for the experiences, and that's definitely an experience I'll live, or if I can't have a kid, I'll adopt it eventually, but I'm definitely not ready for like the next 10, 15 years, so.
No, that's the crazy part about like Christian culture. It's so whack. People get married at like fucking 20 and then have kids at like 25. I'm like, that's fucking crazy. Like you're telling me that like some people are having kids in like 5 years or probably sooner. Like I am not ready for that shit.
Yeah, it's actually wild. Like my cousin's married right now, and I remember telling my ex about it. And she's like, "That's crazy." I was like, "Yeah, I know," because I knew her like last year and she wasn't married, and she's like a year, maybe a little less than a year older than me. So I'm like, this is insane, you know. But just everything, like everybody's living their own life, and you just like forget that, and it's just. It's so wild to me, bro. Like it's crazy. I don't even know how to describe it.
Everyone's kind of doing their own thing.
Like they really are, and you just like forget about that, and you get wrapped up in yourself, and then you're like, oh crap, should I be like supporting these people, or should I be focusing on myself more? And then you just get caught, and I'm an overthinker, so I'm just like, fuck, like am I doing what I'm supposed to be right now? Am I where I'm supposed to be? Am I
like,
supposed to be somewhere?
What is it supposed to be? That's the weird thing. If I do that shit
Yeah,
too, and then I'm
yeah.
like, what am I like even? What
Like
is this
why?
supposed to
Why am I comparing myself to all these people? And then you see all these things like don't compare yourself. You're like I'm not, and then you're like oh wait I kind of am.
be? Yeah.
It's
But
just
then,
like
like, I know you're talking about because I had this one dude that I was living with, and he was like, he turned fucking 30 this year, and like he's just kind of been dicking around his whole 20s, and then he went to my school at like age 29 and 30, and then like just now got like this like job at a church, but it's like, and so part of me is like, oh, like he took his time and he like hung out, but another part of me is like, man, he was just like letting life happen to him for like 20 years, like that's kind of scary.
yeah I don't. It's so weird, and like you think about it. You're like, what if I do that? Like maybe it makes him happy to do that. Maybe what he was doing was fulfilling enough for him, and it's like,
Yeah.
is what I'm doing going to be fulfilling enough to me? Am I gonna like change? And then you watch like Better Call Saul, and you see these people in like lawyers like just change jobs every day. You're like, what? And then I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. And it's like, yeah, I went to business school. It wasn't the one I should have gone to, but I did it. And I'm like, should I go to business school? I don't want to be a lawyer. I don't like school. So
But
it's
like, they like got the money and they seem happy. Did I just go to business school? Like,
yeah, you're like, do I want to be a friend to the cartel? Like, I don't know. I don't.
yeah, man, it's weird. It's so weird to like grow up and try to like figure out what the hell you want to do, because then you're like, how the fuck did my parents figure it out? Well, they didn't. They just like met someone they like could tolerate and they had fun with, and then they had kids, and that was like it.
And then like even with like I keep bringing back to myself. Like I feel like I talk about myself a lot, but that's just like how my brain works, I guess, because I try and relate to everybody for some reason.
Yeah.
But like
totally.
even my parents, like they're like there's 3 of them now, and we're all together because they're like poly, and I'm like, and I like grew up like just figuring that out as they were figuring it out, and it wasn't like sunshine and rainbows the whole time. Like there was some like what's going on, and like I was just there. I was like the mediator sometimes. Like I was just kind of like there watching, listening, learning, and I'm like, yeah, this is enough relationship drama for me. I don't I don't need any of this. So I like stayed away from it. And then when I finally did, is like I learned for myself things that I needed to learn, and is like my Spider-Man canon event and shit is this fucking it's like all of it's so crazy, just like the way life works, and you forget that everybody's living their own life, and then you go on TikTok and you're like, all of these people have lives. Like that's so crazy to me.
No, I was at Panera, and like there's just this random lady just like refilling a drink next to me, and for some reason I don't know why my brain went down this like whole fucking like trail, but I was like, bro, how many times, like, think about this, how many times have you gone to like some food place and you're eating, and there's people working there, but you don't think like anything about them, like you have no memory of them, you have no picture of them in your head,
but
like they were definitely there just working. But like
it's mind-boggling, man.
Like you didn't give a shit about them because like you were just like getting food with your friends or something.
Even more,
like this lady has no idea like who I am and like what I've done in life, and she never will care and never will know.
Exactly. And like especially when I went to New York, that was so bizarre because there's so many people like every single second, and you're like, holy crap, all of these people are doing something to like live here, and it's not a cheap place to live. So they have like multiple, like at least one person has like 2, maybe 3 jobs. Maybe they're doing Uber on the side. Maybe they're struggling for rent. And like you see the ones where it's like they give people money and they're like, "Oh, I've been behind on rent," and like so many people are behind on rent like everywhere. And I'm just like, I have it very well, and there's times where I feel bad about like certain things, like, oh, I gotta pay for gas. It's like, yeah, everybody has to pay for gas, or it's like, oh, I have to do this, or oh, I have to do that. And it's like, yeah, but you're not like struggling like in Miami heat, super dry and like super pale skin, and your skin is cracking because you're behind on rent and you have to get this Uber shit done. It's like I have it so much better than a lot of people, and I take that for granted so often, and I feel bad about it, and then I beat myself up about it, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on, man? Like it's I don't know. The world is such a weird place.
It's so weird. I mean, I don't think you gotta like feel bad about it. Like, because I feel like like some people just I don't know, they just have better like some people were like will work their entire fucking like life and like ass off to get to where you are.
Yeah.
Which like sounds kind of shitty, but then when you think about it, like you will work like your entire life to get somewhere that is probably like nothing compared to some like random like billionaire, you know?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And I've seen like my parents work like super hard. Like cuz I would work with them. Like at this body shop we had, like I had to work with them until like 10 o'clock at night. And then we'd go home, go to bed, and then come back in the morning. Like, at least in the summers, because they were trying to buy a business, and then like some stuff happened with that. It didn't really work out how we wanted it to. But it's like they every single day they were up until like 10 p.m. Like getting there at like 8 o'clock in the morning, then working till 10 p.m. I was sanding cars, and my dad was painting them or whatever. And we're just trying to get as much work through the shop as we could, so we could keep the store like afloat, or not the store, but the shop, I guess, like afloat. And it was just, and I remember bringing it up to him. I was like, "You made us like work so much like to do this." He's like, "Yeah, so we could be like here in this place. Like all that experience and time, like got me this other job where I can get more money, and then I can provide for you better, and we can start saving for a house." And I was like, "Damn, that's crazy. Like I feel bad for saying that now." You know, he's like, "Yeah, you
Like,
kind of
hey,
should."
no, it's like why not?
And then like all the times I'm like, "Mom, can we get McDonald's?" She's like, "We got McDonald's at home." I'm like, "Ah, fine." And now I'm like coming home and I'm like, I'm really hungry and I can't get McDonald's because I gotta save all this money now. But do I have to save, or could I just get McDonald's and be fine for a little while? Like it's like,
That's the thing, dude. Sometimes because I'm also an overthinker, I overthink like getting food to the point where it's like, bro, just fucking buy the food at this point.
yeah.
Like or don't. Like just make a decision.
Like my favorite thing to do, especially recently, is I just buy bread, like a head of lettuce, and then like we usually have bacon already, but I just make BLTs, and I put some bacon in the air fryer. I just cut up a little bit of lettuce, and then if we have bread, I'll use the bread. Today we didn't have bread, so I used hot dog buns. That was great. I had like 4 of those, and I was like, "This is people can't even eat today," and I'm like eat like I almost feel bad. Like I feel bad because I want to help people, you know, because it's like you don't want to feel like you're better than somebody, and some people just have that. They're like, yeah, I'm better, like whatever. And I don't get that. I don't know how they could do that. And it's just, yeah,
It's crazy.
it's
Weird.
wild, bro.
And then meanwhile, I'm just trying to figure out like what the hell I'm doing here now. So, you know, like I'm
Yeah,
like I don't know. Like and also it's weird. Like I realized that like this is my first time ever in my life not having school in the fall. Like I didn't realize that. Like literally, like
oh
my
yeah,
entire
huh?
life was like, you know, when I was fucking first born. I don't remember that shit. Was literally doing school,
Yeah. School's just like it just becomes like your day to day, and that's all you have to worry about. And then
and
you're
like
just
every
like
single year,
in
it
life.
was like all right, summer break and then school in the fall, and now it's like nope. But also the weird part is like because like Bethel's like a 3-year program, like all my friends are back in school. So like so it's a 3-year program, but you don't have to do all 3 years. You can like cut it off whenever you want.
Yeah, I
So it's
get that.
weird. So like I was planning on doing all 3 years, and until after it, I didn't like it. But it's
Hmm.
weird because like I'm seeing all these people on like my like story that I follow and I'm friends with still, and they're back in school, and
Yeah,
it's so
like
weird.
Dominic.
'Cause, like, part of me is like, well, I don't really want to be there, but I feel weird not being there.
Yeah,
Like
I definitely
I
feel
chose
that.
to, but
It's
like
it's that thing of like seeing people like live their lives and choosing different paths and stuff. You're just like, I was on that path and like I changed paths. You know, it's like,
yeah,
am I on the right
and
path
it's like
now because they're like I'm on a different one now, or it's like,
yeah, and it's also it's like is mine like the right path? I don't know, and also like I don't really know what path it is yet since I'm just like I just
yeah,
be out in the
or if they're like, or if it like even is if there is even a right path, or if it's just like we're going, we're just gonna
That's the thing. I feel like everyone's just kind of going, and they're trying, and like maybe it's not about like figuring out everything. It's just kind of like enjoying life when you can. You know, like I remember like I mean like even like okay, so when Kate and I like stopped talking for like a long time, like when we like talked for the first time again, I was telling one of my friends about it at Bessel, and he was a really judgmental friend, and thought I wasn't the biggest fan of him now anyway. But he was like, "You shouldn't be friends with Caden again. Like he's not good for you." And I'm like, "Except for that, like he kind of changed, and like I think we're chilling." And he's like, "Yeah, but like he's not like on the same religious path as you." And I'm like, "All right, that's
yeah,
that's true, but like I realized that like I was like I'd much rather like because we have so much fucking fun that I'd much rather have someone that I can like laugh with, vibe with, like play games on the weekend, whatever, than like another person that's like on the right religious path, like
yeah.
like
That's
sure that sounds nice, whatever, but like I feel much more like I have much more fun with Caden just like fucking around than I do like making sure that all my friends are on a religious path like me.
yeah, like because that's just trying to get everybody to do the exact same thing. You're like, that's not life. That's like that's one of the reasons I'm not religious. Just because like my grandparents never really gave me a choice to go to church because they couldn't just leave me at home. So like, all right, wake up, you're coming with me to church, and it was just always I could just tell from like the beginning it was not for me. I was like, I can't do this every day. I can't, and not even like every day, every Sunday. And they didn't make it enjoyable. They were like, sit up straight. Don't like look down at the feet. Like look at the altar or whatever. Drink this, eat that, and then they're like, okay, mass is over. Go to like the little the little rooms or whatever, and like we're gonna do the teachings or I don't know what they were called, but I was just like,
Yeah.
this is not for me. Like I can't. I was
Well,
and I
it
was young too.
it wasn't fun. Like it wasn't
Yeah,
like
it
I
wasn't
mean,
like
so it was
engaging
like
or
Catholic? Was it Catholic?
Mormon church, I believe.
Oh, it was Mormon?
Yeah. So like
Damn.
they wear like the white undergarments and like like the whole nine. And I was like, this is
Well, Catholics do that too sometimes. Well, not sometimes. They wear all this shit. So me and Kaden both grew up Catholic. So like like all this shit, like like eat the bread at the right times and like you like kneel at the right times and stand at the right times. And like see for me, like instead of getting overwhelmed by it and thinking it was stupid, I just went all in and was like, all right, I'm gonna be the best fucking guy in this room. Because like
mhm.
I thought like that was how I could like gain value as a human being or something.
Yeah.
Um which I found out way later was like not true. But anyway, so then when I was like freshman year ish, we stopped going to a Catholic church and like started going to this different church. There was a lot more about like making your relationship with God your own and not just like what everyone tells you it should look like or should be. And it's not about just like following rules. And I think that's when like it really started to click for me and why I'd still say that I'm Christian even after like all the bullshit that I've been through and all the fucking annoying people in the church because there are fucking a lot of annoying people. But like I think what was cool is that like the reason that I've stuck with it is it's like at the end of the day it wasn't about like the people or even the organization that definitely has flaws and whatever. It's about like this like new church made it about like me and God and like I was able to find like peace in that and like knowledge
Mhm.
that like that was like good for me. And so it's like I will almost never advocate that like the church is a great thing because of it's a flawed organization, but like I don't know, like the God part, God did make
Yeah,
sense for me.
that's exactly that's like kind of like how I feel, but exactly how my dad feels because like the way he described it to me is like he doesn't believe in churches like at all because like he believes most of them are like money, like they just want the money and all that kind of stuff. Like a lot of them can be like that, but like the God part of it, like there definitely is some kind of higher being or something, or just like it's really nice to feel like your loved ones are definitely in a better place, like they're not just like in purgatory or like
Yeah,
whatever the alternative is. So it's exactly like I don't want to speak on his behalf or anything like that, but that's how I remember him describing it to me. So I'm like, that's definitely kind of where I stand, like religiously, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't pray, I don't do any of that, you know. So it's like I'm a little atheist, I guess. I guess that's where I'd be.
fair enough. I mean, it's definitely not for everybody. I've learned like for me what makes it all worth it. I guess.
Yeah.
definitely not usually like the church organization, really, or the people. Sometimes it's people.
Yeah, the community. That's a lot of that's like one of the main reasons people go. Like, because I was one of the things I learned in I think in class, like when I was still doing online school, is like a lot of people don't really have places to connect with other people. Like when you after school and stuff, it's just like work and that's about it. Like unless you do some outside like social gatherings or whatever, but you have to like look for those on your own. People don't really go and do stuff. They don't have a community
Yeah,
to lean
that's what
on.
I realized. It's so much harder to meet people when you're not like in school.
Exactly. Yeah, that's how it is. Like that's how and like a lot of people know that and a lot of people share that information, but a lot of people just don't, so that information doesn't get shared anywhere. So that's why people
Yeah.
go to church is cuz like they're like, "Oh, these people have the same views as me. These people like I can get along with." And then that's their community and then they just kind of they stay with it. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like to each their own. Like we said, everybody's finding their own path and there is no necessarily correct path. But that's just, how people get through the day. That's how they find people in their community to talk with and not go insane. Like from Wilson or whatever. He's like, what is it, Wilson or whatever? Is I don't even can't remember the movie.
That's why it's weird because like there probably is no right way because it really is all just like what works for us. Like there's like a lot of like Christians that I'd be like I'd never say this to them because it's like up to the point, but it's like I'd be like, why are you doing it like that? Like that. But like if it makes them happy and if it works for them, like fuck it, bro. You know?
Yeah.
Like
there's like some though in like some of the communities that are like they try and push it on you and you're like, okay, that's you can stop that. You can yeah, you can slow down on that, buddy. Like I could change your whole life right now, bro. Like I'd be like, they're like on the third day the sun rose. It's like, okay, how did the other days pass or whatever? It's like there's
of that dude like grabbing the chips out of the car. You gotta be quicker than that, buddy.
Yeah, I love that video.
I don't know how I got here.
I don't either, but I love that.
I love funny.
That's why I live life for like the experiences, because like I've been through a decent amount, but there's still so much that I want to like experience, and I can tell like staying at one job or something. Like I'm so glad I have two jobs. Like even if they're part-time jobs, like if I get bored or not bored or like annoyed with one, I'm like I only got to do this for X amount more days, and I can just go to the next job, and then I can have my weekend where I go to the comedy thing, or I can write jokes, or I have the afternoon to do like what I want to do. Really, like I'm in such a good place right now that I'm very lucky, and I keep falling back on that. And if I'm ever feeling like down, which recently I haven't really, which is nice. I'm not sure why that is exactly, but just gonna take that how it is and just appreciate it as it is now. I'm not gonna try and overthink on that too much. But yeah, I have time to work out. I have time to do the things I enjoy. I have a really good relationship with my family, which is huge for me. I think I'm gonna get a family tattoo chest piece. I think that's gonna be my first tattoo. I do want tattoos though.
I've been thinking about a tattoo too, and mine would be about my grandma. So I feel that famous stuff.
I honestly like if they, even though they're kind of expensive, I want to get like a whole bunch of tattoos. I just don't know what to get. Like I'll probably get some anime ones. I'll definitely get some related to my family. Like I need tattoos. That's what I need.
I feel like tattoos is one of those things where it's like you either like only get one or two, or you like just like go fucking like crazy and just get a bunch.
Yeah, I think there's three paths. There's either none, my body is a temple or whatever.
Oh, true. Yeah,
and then there's the second one, which is you said it's just like one or two, and they're like, yeah, these are super memorable or whatever for me. They have meaning. And then there's the third one, which is what you said. It's just my body's a temple, and I'm a decorate it. You know what I mean? Like it's my temple, and they just go crazy.
I never got that whole like that here. It's just so weird. Like why? What is this? What's so bad about fucking putting ink on your like? Why did the church make that into like a sin?
I think it was kind of rooted in like the kind of like your body is a temple or whatever. So don't desecrate or like graffiti or whatever your body.
I mean, like I know the Bible verse. It's just like when I think about it, it's just weird that like that would be something that the church would like spend their time worrying about.
Yeah, it was. I think it might have been more of like a parents thing. It was like, hey, do you ever want a real job? You know, like nobody's gonna hire you if you have these tattoos on your neck and your arms and whatever. And you just like, I put like a long sleeve shirt on, and then all these rebel kids like, I'm gonna go skate and whatever. Like I don't call they're not rebels obviously, but like you know what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I don't know if it was more church, if it was more just the community, you know what I mean? And they just ended up doing that. I've never studied the Bible, so it could say something about that in the Bible. I don't know.
Well, I mean, no. Like the body is your temple. Like that is like a Bible verse. It's just funny because like when I was Catholic, I probably would have said like, oh yeah, tattoos are bad. But now that I'm like not Catholic and I'm more like, I don't know what you call it, like more free thinking. Like I think about some of the shit that I used to like take really fucking serious, and I'm like, why did anyone give a fuck about tattoos? Like why like we spent our time worrying about as Christians when it's like,
yeah, like you're like, why are you censoring my expression of self? And they're like, because it's in the Bible. And you're like, okay.
It's how they go like so fucking hard on like stopping the gay agenda when it's like, why are we spending so much time worrying about that when there's so many other productive things that us as Christians can be doing right now?
Yeah.
Like
and like isn't like a big thing like love one another and like
dude, exactly, bro.
That's
why I freaking love that Kendrick song. You know, the Anti-Diaries one?
Yeah, actually.
I love that fucking song. Cause like, man, like that's like the most fucking important part of the Bible. That's like the point. The shitty part, like all people know about Christians are judgmental. And it's because like that's like what like over half of them are. And so that's where like my thing is like, I'm gonna make sure that like when I die, that God's like, yeah, like I'm proud of you, like you did good. But also that like I was known for not like judging people
for being who they want to be,
scaring them away from like Christianity,
yeah,
or just because they were existing, you know?
Yeah.
When it's like, man, like I may not agree with someone's lifestyle, but like, bro, I don't agree with some Christians' lifestyle.
yeah.
Like, yeah, there's some people that I was just like hanging out with at Bethel that I definitely don't love them. So it's like, you know, like I don't know. It's weird when it's like I would love to like if I was the church, I'd be worrying about much more important things in my mind. But whatever.
Yeah, I definitely need some tattoos.
I would love a tattoo, at least one. Like I'd be like, I want at least one. I've been talking about getting one like for over a year with Tommy. We don't know what we're gonna get, but we want to get something.
You know what we should do? Like we can add Tommy too, but it could be like an uncomfortable silence thing, like podcast thing. What if you, me, and Caden get like some kind of matching thing at some point?
That'd be funny.
That'd be sick.
What should we do?
I'm still recording, so I don't want to say anything about what we started this on because I'm probably gonna cut all that off. But something, maybe a piano. A piano. Let's do a piano. That's actually a great one.
A piano.
They'll be like, "What's that for?" Be like, "Hey, watch this episode," and they're like, "Okay," and they don't talk to us ever again. So,
what's your tattoo for? Oh man, I just really fucking love pianos.
I fucking love pianos. They're like, okay. It's a piano like right above your crotch. That's about.
I used to play piano.
Did you actually?
Yeah.
I had one friend that could play piano, and she was like really good. And we found out like homecoming. I guess they already knew, but I didn't know. And she like just started playing. I was like, that is insane, because that's one of those things that takes you forever to learn, isn't it?
I mean, like, I feel like it wasn't that hard. It was just like, you know what's hard is not like learning it at first. It's keeping the skill.
Yeah.
And like I think like I like really wanted to learn it, and so I put like my whole like all my time, and I had practice every day, and then I had like a weekly teacher or whatever. But like I think the hard part wasn't like learning it at first. It was like after a while, I was like, I think like I'm good. and like I kind of stopped caring. And like after you stop caring, like I don't know, it's harder to keep the skill, and like I don't really know like any of the chords. Like I couldn't you couldn't put like a piano sheet in front of me anymore, and I could play it. Like I could do a few random things that I remembered, and like I could do those like YouTube tutorials where like you like it falls down in the key and press it at the right time. Like I could do that, but like from not doing it for so long, like I can't like nah.
How
like,
long ago was this?
Oh shit, this was years ago. I mean, this was like when I was like, man, like 10, maybe
Yeah. So
I was a wee lad.
Yeah. So a bit a bit ago.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, because my mom's grandma died. It's like my great grandma, and when she died, they were going through stuff in her house, and she had this like really beautiful like big ass piano, and they're trying to decide like when like a family member dies, you have to like figure out like where everything's gonna go, and they're like, hey, like who wants a piano? And we were like, we do, and then like I don't know, I was like, I want to learn how to play this, and so I like really like cared about it for a while, and then I just kind of one day I was like, like I'm good.
Yeah. I used to do bring it back to me as I do. I'm so good at. But I I used to like not piano, but like I since I always got to be moving or whatever. I used to play soccer, and my team was undefeated and everything. But we moved around so much, and like it ended up being too hard to like play for the same team because we had to like either drive too far or something. And then like when we moved, since we moved so many times, I just never got back into it. But I was good, and like I was watching a soccer video, like the other day, like somebody kicking a ball to him from really far away, and then he like caught it in really cool ways, just like with his foot or something like that. And I was like, oh man! And then he like kicked it, and it was like such a clean kick, like back to the person. I was like, I miss it so much. Like I want cleats, I want shin guards, I want to go out and play of like a pickup game. I was like, oh man, but
Man, dude,
life gets in the way.
I played soccer too. I played like it was weird because like I played when I was like really little, like probably around the same time as piano. Like I was doing a lot back then. And then like I didn't play or care about it for like years.
Mm-hmm.
And then I for high school to graduate, you have to have a certain amount of like gym credits, and I was like short some, and so I had to play soccer, or I had to play a sport. I could do whatever I wanted, but like literally like all of my entire friend group minus one dude was on the soccer team, and they're like, come on, let's do soccer with us. And so my senior year I like went back and I played soccer after like years and years of not playing it, and it was kind of fun. I mean, like I wasn't too good to begin with, and I still wasn't good when I came back, but it's cool to do it again.
Yeah, my dad was like, because he's Panamanian, right? So he played soccer a lot growing up. So he was our coach. Like even before I played for like a team, he coached me and my brothers in like a 3v3 team. And he was we were young, but he was ruthless. Like he made us run hills. He made us run drills all the time. Like we were in it, and he was like he had to teach me how to run correctly because I didn't run correctly. It was it was a whole thing, man. Like it was a lot, but it was honestly some of my most favorite memories. Just even with my dad, with soccer in general, it was like if I could go back and play more soccer. I don't know if I'd change anything because I'm pretty happy where I'm at now. But soccer was fun. Soccer was a great thing. And if I joined in high school, that might have been good for me. But I knew how busy my parents already were, just trying to stay afloat. So I was like, I'm not gonna get in the way just trying to make them get me to games and stuff like that. So I was like, I'm just not gonna be a burden. I'm not gonna be a bother. I'm not gonna worry about it. So I didn't do like anything. I did math club a little bit. That's because
Committing to a sport is fucking brutal. Like I played. This is one of my coolest flexes. I played water polo for a bit. You know that, like from the Olympics.
For like your high school or what?
No. It was like just this random team in Colorado. But like the practices were like so fucking far away that like it was just impossible, like it was like
to keep it just like sustainability or whatever.
If I didn't like absolutely 100% really want to like commit to this, like it was just too much. So we lived in like, like the Littleton area,
and
the practices sometimes were like past the airport.
Damn, for water polo?
Yeah, well, because like we're not in like a, we're not in like a water like an ocean state. We're like a skiing inland state.
Yeah, but
And so,
there wasn't like a gym or something with like a pool you guys could practice at, or that was the only one?
that was just there was a few of them, and okay. So there was a few gyms we went to, and one of them was like a good distance away. The third one was like all the way out, but the first one was like right next to my house. Like it was like 5 minutes away. Well, the shitty part is that the gym that we were practicing at, it was a community college. Caden actually went there for a few years.
Oh, really?
I think it's Rappa Community College. I think so.
ACC, yeah.
Isn't it like over there, like by Littleton?
I think so. It's over by like Santa Fe and something.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
They closed their fucking pool and they put in a yoga studio.
What?
They shut down they filled in their fucking pool and put in yoga. And so at that point the only practices were like one really far one and one extra far one. And I started kind of like being like, I don't know if I really want this. And Mom was like, well, I'm not gonna force you to. And also I'm not gonna say you can't, because I'll support you. But like if you like aren't like for this, like I'm not about to drive like hours and hours each week for you to be like kind of mad about it. And I'm like, that's fair.
Yeah.
So
supportive parents are the best. We love supportive parents.
We do. My mom was always supportive. My mom was chilling. She always had my back.
My parents were always supportive, but I always felt like, or not always, but I felt like I was like, because like I said, they always had like a lot going on. I didn't want to feel like I was getting in the way or anything. So I, like for soccer, we couldn't really afford it, so I had to do some like reffing for Little League or something like that. But that means they'd have to take me to the Little League things because I was still too young to drive, and so I was just like, I can't. I don't want to put them through all this.
Do you have like how many siblings? Like it's probably harder when you have more siblings.
Well, even then, they were going through like a lot of like custody stuff. So like they were like bouncing back from like Cheyenne and like some place in Wyoming that was really far. So it was always like they always had to drive to get them, and then worry about like when they're gonna pick them up, because like my dad wanted to see his kids, and I mean he still does and all kind of stuff, but it's like more figured out now. But it's like there was always something going on. There was always a consistent like thing. So I was just like, you know what, I don't want to make somebody else's life, especially my parents', is harder just because I want to play a sport or something. So I just filled that soccer hole with Rocket League and video games, and
hell yeah, Rocket League.
so I think that's probably why I like it so much now, is just because I grew up with soccer.
Definitely it.
And like
That's
freestyling
fun.
And stuff is like juggling the ball and
Yeah,
just all that shit. It's just like I could have been doing this in real life, and it's like it's just I've been playing Rocket League this whole time we've been on the call.
Doing this in real life.
Yeah.
I'm gonna spend hours on it now.
And then like I didn't do it in high school and everything. It's like I don't have any like regrets in high school, because that was my whole thing. Like if I wanted to do something I would, but I didn't want to at all. So I just worked at King Supers or with my dad. It's like
that's the thing, is that like you can't even get into it now, because like I have a friend of mine that's like really into it, and he's like about my age, and because like we're out of high school, he has to like join like leagues and whatever, and like I went there to watch one of his games, and it was fun, and it's like this is like considered the chill league, but even they were all going berserk, and it's like if you just wanted to like join in to have some fun, like you'll get schooled nowadays.
Yeah, it's rough. Even when I was younger, I played a pickup game with some like college kids, and that was like super fun. But I was like super young, and they kicked the ball like really hard one time, and it just like smacked me dead in the face. And I was like, I'm good. And I just had to like play through it. I have so many like soccer things I could talk about. We could do a whole pod on that, but like
I've taken some balls to the face. Let me tell you.
I've taken quite a few balls to the face, bro, and I didn't even get paid.
There was this one dude that on our team when I was younger, who like he was the guy that you send it to like, fucking like boot it across the field. and I got in his way one time. And he just like sent it into like I think it was like my chest or something, and I was like,
We were doing a 3v3, but and like normally you don't have goalies, but we had goalie for this for some reason, but our goalie like wasn't there, and that means we didn't have a substitute either. So I was the goalie, and so it was a like 2v2, and then there was one goalie on both sides, and we're still pretty young, so these kids aren't very smart. But the ball comes like rolling to me, rolling to my feet. I slide down, like I'm laying on my right side, right? So I'm like perpendicular, horizontal to the floor. And I grab the ball, like I'm bear hugging the ball on the ground. And this kid like runs up and kicks like not the ball, but my face, directly in my face. Like flat foot, like a good thank God it wasn't his toe or something, but just like flat across my face. Yeah, I was like, Jesus. And he hit me, and I was like, oh my God, it hurts so bad. But we didn't have any substitutes, so I couldn't like sub out. I couldn't like I didn't want to forfeit the game because I didn't want, my teammates to be mad at me or something. So I was like, I'm good. Like I do that my whole life. I'm like, I'm okay.
You think that shit.
I had to, or else I'd be looking at it like the kid that like made us lose the game. And I wasn't about to be that kid. Like I even had a free kick one time, like in just like a normal game, and somebody fouled me, so I had the free kick, and I was like, "Hey, do you want to take this kick for me?" He's like, "Yeah, sure, I'll take the kick." And I let somebody else take the free kick because I didn't want to be the one to miss the kick. And after the game, my dad was like, "Wasn't that your kick?" I was like, "Yeah, I let him have it because I was gonna miss or something."
Dude, man, that's a classic overthinking right there, bro.
It really is, and I wasn't even that old, bro.
Dude, I played soccer, man. If you combine like. If we're adding my senior year, like I played soccer for probably like, man, at least like 6 years of my life. Like broken up, obviously, but like somewhere around there. And I never scored one goal, like not one. Like
I don't even want to tell my story about that.
Mission to get a goal, and I had chances, but like I just like couldn't get it. Like I remember like there was this one game that we were playing that like my senior year. And it was up against a team that we knew was ass, and so coach was putting me in a lot, and I was getting my running all around, and they had me up front, and like and the whole team like fucking loved me because it was like half of them were just my best friends, but also I was a senior, and everyone knew because I went to a small school, so literally the whole team would just like because it was a bad team, they'd get the ball and they'd just lob it to me, and I'd just try to get, and I couldn't, man, like I get so nervous because I'd be getting close, or I'd like. They'd pass to me and I'd be like shit because like I'm all nervous and like I had a few shots, but then like I don't like take the time to make a good shot because like I'm so nervous, so I just kick it right to the goalie. But ironically, when I was playing water polo, my third game ever, I got a goal. So that was cool.
What position in soccer do you play? Like most of the time?
Man, I was all around. Because I'm not very fast, but like I can sprint for a second and then like be tired, you know what I'm saying? So like if you put me in midfield, I'll just fucking die. So like they usually had me up or like back. I don't really remember when I was younger like what position I was. I genuinely couldn't even tell you. I was kind of just like running around. But I know that like I mean I didn't play a lot in high school because I really wasn't that good. And the coach was chill. He was like, "Hey, I know you're here for credits. Like just start do your best, and I'll put you in whatever. But don't worry, I'm not gonna make you like do much of shit." Like he was a really chill coach, and he knew that I was just there to hang out with my friends, and that I wasn't that good or whatever. And like, so he really only put me in like every now and then. And so like usually when he just put me straight to the top so that I wouldn't have to like be in midfield running back and forth all the time because he knew that I'd just tire me out. And just so I could get some experience and try to get a goal. And I never did, but like I don't know. I guess the front because like there's not as much like constant running. Let's say it's like soccer constant running.
It really is. I was
like basketball.
Like our team was like our coach, he was super serious. Like it wasn't just like we're here to mess around. We were here to win. Like we were undefeated and like everything except for tournaments, and then we got like second or third place like almost every time. And I was a lockdown defender. I was like the best defender on our team. I think there was one other guy that was like I think better than me or something. But he put me up in forward like one time, and I had like an open goal on like the left side of the thing. I was like running up. It was just me and the goal. I had already beat like all the defenders and the goalkeeper, and I kicked it. but I kicked it with like my right foot because I'm a righty, and I hit it wrong, so it hit the post and bounced out. And on the drive home, my dad played the fucking Eminem like "Don't choke, don't miss your chance to blow" like the whole ride home. I was like, "Oh, are you kidding me, man?" And they like even today, like they do not let me forget it. I was like, "Okay, so."
They're cooking you.
They are. They still cook me. And they talk about my C I got in physics, so I graduated with honors instead of high honors, and I'm like,
yeah, man, leave Deidre alone.
for real. I'm like, what the hell? You know what, Jonah? This is I can use this for a pod actually. I'll cut out the beginning part, and then because we've been going for an hour, I like forgot to end the recording. If there's anything you want me to take out, I can, but like we didn't really say anything bad about anybody, so this is like a perfect pod episode.
Yeah, this is a good pod episode. I'm gonna keep it. I'm trying to think of like I don't think there's anything that I said that I'd be like, hey.
Yeah, because you didn't name names. At one point, I was waiting. I was like, this is like perfect. Cause I think I have to cut out like the first half of like the video part because I'm just playing Rocket League over here, like just in free play. But I mean, it's all good. Like this whole thing is perfect. So
I mean, yeah, you could just like put up a picture of like
the Discord thing. Yeah, that's probably what I'll do.
Yeah,
but
or
it's
just like a picture of Caden or something.
Caden's profile picture.
yeah.
I think I'll do that. I'm gonna do that actually. But yeah, this is good. This is
Put up your fucking Snapchat story, like do the whole thing.
Oh yeah, anybody else listen to Hey Soul Sister while working out, or is that just me?
That's so good.
That's gold. I'm gonna do that. This has been a great episode. One of the longer ones too, I think. So I gotta just cut out that first part. I'm not gonna mention it at all because I might put it in our Discord, but that was a rough little portion there. I do gotta go to bed. It's 1:30 now. I didn't realize the time.
Wait, shit. That means it's 2:30 here. Damn.
Yeah, we gotta wrap this up. But thank you for being here. This wasn't supposed to be a pod, but this was perfect. This was like better than Caden and I. We actually have conversations here, bro.
Crazy. What are we gonna call this one?
We can talk about it in the group chat, but it's definitely gonna be like soccer, religion. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know.
Life updates with Deadra and Jonah.
Yeah, life updates. That's a good one, actually. Life updates
featuring soccer.
That's a good one. Well, let's get some. We got a full day tomorrow, but this actually helps me out too because I can just edit it tomorrow and then we can. Yeah, this is perfect. All right, this is episode like 27.
To do like every time we talk about doing the podcast, Caden's like, man, I don't want to do it. Just you guys do one.
Exactly. This is perfect. And he was like, Caden had to leave.
A little bitch. Do the podcast with us.
Yeah, Caden. I know where he lives, bro. All right.
Say it again.
All right, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.